Hello guys, welcome back. If you saw my community post the other day or yesterday, I had a bit of a surprising little win. Um, Played this player, playing as the Romans, and as you can see, he's pretty much 200 elo higher than me. Now, first of all, I'm not sure why I got matched against someone 2 elo higher than me. You can see that in the bottom right hand corner of capture age here. So at this point, I'm 1582. He's 1779. I've never played anyone that high, and I managed to get the win, and it was kind of crazy. I was really surprised. But the player here, he seems to obviously recognise me a little bit, but not sure where from. So we're just having a little bit of a chat. Whilst we're getting the game going. But yeah, I'm doing the new Roman strat. So if you've not seen the new Roman strat, do check it out. It's 13 minutes fast castle into knights with a follow-up of scorpions. So it seems to be really, really strong. It's actually helped me to break 1600 elo, which is kind of crazy for me because I was about 1300 when I first started Lancer rushing over a year ago. So I've pretty much just used fast castle strats exclusively since then. So the rise has been pretty good considering, and yeah, it went pretty well. Now it did put a lot of pressure on, so I'm just going to speed the game up just because it's Dark Age. There's not really a huge amount happening. It really helps when you've got elephants instead of boar with this strategy. I think with I normally do it as like a 20. Well, this is a 22 population no loom build. So I'm going up with 22 villagers, 21 villagers, and no loom. With boar, sometimes it's worth adding an extra villager onto the food, just to kind of, I don't know really, but it just helps anyway. When you're on your way up to Castle Age, you'll have that extra villager, whereas because you're lacking that food that you would have got from the elephants, it just works out a little bit smoother if you have that one extra villager. I mean, you're still doing it in less than 14 minutes. It's like 13:35. This one's about 13:10. So anyway, we're on our way up. As you can see, my opponent is playing as the Huns. He's starting to wall up his base. He's just sort of walling up to the TC. Making it quite easy for himself, and as you can see, he's gone 3 on gold, so that's an indicator we're probably going to see an archer rush from this player. I've obviously not scouted him yet because I've only just finished pushing deer like so, but as you can see, I'm just starting to get my villagers nicely walled in. That was actually quite awkward to wall in because of how the berries were, but also because there's hills there, so a little bit awkward. The only problem with my map is I've got this forward gold, which is not ideal when you're doing these types of fast castle strategies, because it makes you very open for just having a tower on your gold, which normally works quite well, but I think if you don't panic because there's a tower there and you can get to your other golds, then you're generally okay. Just move, go to a different one. But as you can see, we've just hit the feudal age. I'm getting loom. I'm going to get one more villager. We're just making the market stable, and we should be good to click up. Running into the TC there and pretty much going to die. Thankfully, TCs on current patch can't hit anything as well as they should. But yeah, so my opponent went 22 pop archers. So he's going for a double range archer build. Now, if you're doing a 22 pop archer build, you should be able to instantly build both of those. And then it shouldn't take long to get a blacksmith down and get fletching. So it seems as though he's perhaps messed his build up a little bit here. But after scouting me around, he's just noticed I've obviously got this front gold. So he's just come scouting down here. It's made him decide to start looking at towering instead. So he's gone over to stone. So it's going to be doing towers plus archers. So maybe just the fact that he's changed his mind after initially building 2 archer ranges, maybe that was a bit of an issue for him. bit of uncertainty as to what to do. I think this maybe cost him this game. But he's coming forward now with 3 villages. He does know everything pretty much about my base, apart from he can't see my market. So he probably suspects, certainly because I told him Lancer Russian is probably what I'm known for on YouTube. He probably expects a bit of a crazy strat. Plus he can see there's nothing, there's no aggression coming in from me. So he's probably expecting the fast castle. So yeah, he's coming forward. He's got some archers. There's no fletching on them. He's only just making the blacksmith. He's coming forward. Nice little group of archers. There's still some more on the way. There's more in the queue as well. And he's going to tower that gold. So I always say with these fast castle strategies, if you can deny the fast castler gold, then you're going to do really, really well. I mean, the thing with this is it has a market, so there's nothing to say, we can't just, if we really struggled, we can't just put these villages on straggly trees or somewhere else and then just sell the excess wood. So we can still get gold that way, but with this one, I knew I've got that back gold there. So I do send them over there now. I mean, obviously it's cost me another 100 wood because I've got to make another mining camp. But as you can see, I've got a couple of knights out now. Now they do have bloodlines. We've got a third one on the way. And we've got a little group of just 5 archers there. So probably could have done with bringing all of these other ones forward. But he doesn't have fletching yet. So I think this would have been much more deadly if he'd got fletching. And it certainly would have caused my knights a lot more of an issue. But as you can see, I mean, he's having to run off. But I'm just clearing that up, and I've only took probably half a knight's HP damage, and that's his army gone. I'm nicely protected over there. He's still got those villagers loitering because he's just walled up around there. So, and he's still on stone, so we can expect some more towers coming my way. But certainly the lack of fletching here was quite big, I think. But 4 knights out now. Should be able to clear that up again. And as you can see, I'm sending 2 villagers forward this time. So got loads of wood in the bank, so I can afford stables, but I've not got a blacksmith yet. I'm sure that will come in a minute. Did I say stables? Siege workshops. 2 siege workshops. There we go. There's a blacksmith. So quickly rushing the blacksmith down because I know these villagers are going to get up there. And at this point, I mean, he's only got 8 on food. We can see he's lacking quite a bit of food. I think he's decided he's going to have to go full feudal. And I think that's something that T90 advised against these pudding rushes. I might be wrong, but I'm sure that was a lot of the general sort of advice, because I do get people doing that quite a bit against these strats. But against this particular strategy, I don't think it works because you've got the knights. Now, pudding did do his own little scorpion rush, but he didn't have knights to kind of back it up. And I think the knights kind of make the difference. I mean, he's able to cause quite a bit of damage with the spearmen, with the archers kind of backing them up. I think certainly if he had fletching, he would have probably even wiped this army out, if I'm honest. But he's not able to do much. It's quite good, and as you can see, I've got a couple of stables down now. Now he has been able to push me off the gold again with another tower, but again I know that I've got some gold over here, so I'm just relocating. So you don't necessarily need to panic when you get towered. You can kind of relocate if you need to. And I do notice he's going to drop a tower on my wood line now. But as you can see, I've got scorpions coming out now from the double siege workshop. And now, once I'm getting a few of these together with the knights, they're just going to obliterate these troops. I mean, they are doing anyway, to be honest, the knights on their own. But saw him trying to get a little tower down there, so I've just taken those wood villagers off, and thankfully I'm able to vilify it there and stop that from coming up. We've got more, well, we've not got more and more scorpions on the way, but as you can see, we are quite easily just kind of clearing this up. And yeah, it's going for that full feudal approach, and it just doesn't work against this strategy. Probably works against other strategies, but calls it GG. So we do have like a massive vil difference. I'm not gonna lie, but I think that would soon have diminished. I mean, there's nowhere near from clicking up, but the more and more scorpions I get, the more less chance he's got here to actually come back into the game. Especially now I've denied that tower and taken those villagers down. Yeah, there's not really a huge amount he can do, I think, at this point. So, I mean, after all that, he's still not got fletching, which I think was pretty huge here. Plus the fact that his build was actually quite slow in what he did for double range archers. I mean, double range archers should beat these strategies because he didn't have a big enough mass of archers together as much as he should have done. And he should have had fletching. I think if he'd have done that, he would have been fine. He would have killed all my knights and stopped me getting any together. But as it is, we managed to get the win. I've got back up to over 1600 elo again now. And I've just beat a player who's 200 elo higher than me. So on the screen now, you'll see there's a link to the actual build order for this strategy. But cheers, guys. See you on the next one.